What's going on, everyone? It's Japan here and back with another Pokemon video. Was gone for a while, little birthday kind of leisure and stuff. And I was finishing something else, another project and stuff. I'm back now, hopefully making a lot more ideas and videos coming up soon. I do want to incorporate a little bit of like Pokemon AZ battles in here as well, so be on the lookout for that later on in the future. But for now, we'll go ahead and work on the TCG. And for today, we have the what I call the Big Hand Zam. Big Hand Alakazam. Essentially, the theme of this deck is trying to get a big of a hand and as many cards as you're in your hand as possible. Because Alakazam here likes to have a big hand. As you can see here, his main attack is placing 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for each card in your hand. Meaning, if you have 10, you're doing 200 damage. If you have 20, you're doing 400 damage, etc., etc. Right? So the bigger the hands we have, the more cards that we have in our hands, the more damage that we are placing on our Pokemon. Which is great because this isn't direct damage. As you see here, it says place 2 damage counters. So it bypasses a lot of things because we're not technically hurting them by doing physical damage. We're just placing 2 damage counters on them. So there's a lot of abilities and ways that this attack is very useful because it bypasses a lot of things on other Pokemon otherwise. And one way we can help in building up our damage is Alakazam itself with the Psychic Draw ability. Gives you the ability to draw 3 cards from your hand from the deck, which helps in building up that big hand so that way you can start placing massive damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon. Now, of course, with this deck, we are running a 4-line Abra with the Teleporter, just in case if we need to play safe and put him in the deck or somehow. Because we are, essentially, our whole method is to get as many cards in our hand as possible, we definitely may want to have 1 Abra in the deck just to prevent from having us being decking out, because once you get the ball rolling with this deck and start drawing a lot, you start drawing like 10 plus cards in your hand per turn. So you kind of want to have at least maybe 1 Abra in the deck to prevent that deck out. And then following that, we run a 4-line Kadabra that helps you with the same ability as the Alakazam, the Psychic Draw, but this one only does 2 cards. So this one draws 2, and then of course the Alakazam draws 3. We do play a 3 of this one with the Psychic, and we do play 1 of the regular Alakazam here. Simply being the Strange Hacking. It makes the active Pokemon confused, and I may move damage counters on it to other Pokemon on their side as I see fit. So assuming we hit them for 300 and their Pokemon has 380 HP, but they're in a situation where they can't attack with that said Pokemon, we can use Strange Hacking to move that damage counters to spread it out to potential other Pokemon. So if they have support Pokemon, let's say like Nocturne, right, and we put 300 damage on their active, let's say Venusaur that has 380, and or Charizard which has 340, let's use Charizard for example. If they have a Charizard that has about 340 HP and we put 300 damage on him, and they have a bench with the Terra, let's say 3 Noctowls on there, Noctowl I believe has 100 HP, we can spread that damage from 300 to the Noctowls, meaning that we can take a 3 prize turn by doing so. So it's niche scenarios like that you can use as Alakazam for, which is why I say it's niche. I only have 1 of, and of course it's Psychic Attack, which does 50 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if they have a Pokemon that's building up massive energy on there, we can always hit it for Psychic as well. The great thing about the Alakazam line, it's only 1 energy. So it leaves a lot of room for having less energy and making room for more Pokemon and or trainers. So that's the line we have for the Alakazam. We're running it with the Dudunsparce line because, I mean, it's perfect with the Alakazam. I mean, you're just drawing turns, right, along with the Fezandipiti as well. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam. We're drawing, Dudunsparce drawing, Fezandipiti. It's just a draw bonanza. For the trainers, pretty standard. We got the 4 Buddy-Buddy Poffin, 3 Nest Ball, 2 Rare Candies. We don't really want to emphasize on Rare Candies too much because we kind of want to evolve the Kadabra into the Alakazam, like go along that line. But there are some cases where we just do want to go into Alakazam, so for those cases we do have at least 2 Rare Candies just in case. Not a super priority as most Stage 2 decks, but nonetheless we just have it there just in case. Brassius, which would work great in this deck, count the cards in your hand. So if we have, let's say, a 10 card hand and for some reason we don't have what we need, Brassius can essentially make it like whatever your hand size is plus 1. So if you have a 16 or 15 card hand, Brassius literally becomes a draw 16. But you shuffle your hand into your deck, which this card pairs perfectly well with this deck. So hopefully we can see it in play and go on. 1 Arven, 2 Ionos, Lucky Helmet because, I mean, we're a stage 1 deck. We have a measly 140 HP. Pretty much anything that's coming up is going to knock us out, right? So we might as well just draw 2 cards on top of that and just beef up our hand. So we have that. The Hyper Aroma, which I feel works perfectly in this deck. This deck was made for the Hyper Aroma in this case. Deduction Kit, which we did a last video on with Chimpao, I feel like as well in this deck fits perfectly like a glove. 1 boss, we have Billy and O'Nare, which essentially is a draw 4 if you have 10 or more cards in your hand, which I don't think we're going to have really much of a problem doing so. We're playing a Mystery Garden, which once during our turn, we may discard an energy card from our hand and draw cards until we have as many cards in our hand as we have Psychic Pokemon in play. So we have one of those just in case if we do need to draw. I did skip. We have Lillie's Determination, of course, pretty much a staple. 1 boss, 2 Ultra Balls, and then we are playing the Wondrous Patch and the Strange Timepiece. Wondrous Patch, we don't really need very much of. I feel like 2 is fine. Again, the Alakazam only needs 1 energy for all of his attacks, so we're not really kind of, you know, stressing on like adding multiple energies per like in one go. Doesn't need 2 or 3 or anything, just needs 1. So Wondrous Patch kind of helps us keep the flow going. Essentially, we can have an active Pokemon with an energy and a bench Pokemon with an energy. So that way, if the active gets knocked out, the bench is ready to go, and you just keep that whole cycle going. So Wondrous Patch is kind of there just to keep the gears moving. Not really a necessity. That's why I kind of only have 2 of them. And then we have Strange Timepiece, which may come out handy. You know, we may evolve into an Alakazam, and then evolve again to another Kadabra and move so. So I feel like maybe like a one of this card would be essential. I thought about maybe adding 2 or 3, but this isn't the kind of deck that kind of wants to spam de-evolution evolve that many times. I mean, I don't know. I may be wrong, but maybe there's going to be a scenario where we could use more than 1 Strange Timepiece. Which, if that is the case, I kind of hope so, because then that would kind of make it worth putting in, you know, another 1 or 2 in there. But yeah, Night Stretcher, Boss, Ultra Ball, so these are the trainers and supporters, and then we're just running 6 energy. Like I said, Alakazam only needs 1, he's our only attacker, so 6 energy would just do fine. So that would be the deck for the Big Hand Zam. If you guys, like I mentioned, if you guys have any tweaks or any other ideas that you can implement as far as improving or otherwise, let me know in the comments below as far as what cards you would take out and what cards you would add in. But other than that, let's see about giving this deck a go. Alright, so we got our first opponent, so we'll decide if we want to go first or second. I think ideally with this deck, you want to go first, Just because with any Stage 2 deck, you kind of want that advantage going first and evolving. But they want it, so they'll go first. Okay. So this is a single prize deck, so in order to build those hands, it may be a while. But we probably might have to play from behind. And we got a mulligan right off the bat, of course. Because why not? Okay, so we start with the Dudunsparce and an Abra. 2 Buddy-Buddies and a Nest. If we can get a Hyper Aroma or an Arven for the Hyper Aroma, I think we can start popping off really quick. I really do. Should have put that energy on the Mimikyu retreat into the Kangaskhan to do the run errand. Ooh, the Dunsparce. I like that. Okay, so we're pretty much set. I think the Dunsparce is going to be the one that's going to kind of get the gears going here. I mean, depending if we can get an Arven on our next draw, that'll be massive. Yeah, we'll take a prize. Another Poffin? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You wanted 4, but we took a prize. I'm cool with that. Alright. Come on, the Dunsparce. Get the ball moving. Get the ball moving. Come on. Oh my goodness. We may have it here. We don't need, let's just, Lilies for 8, or no, for 6. That's fine. And we're drawing, we're moving. We'll go ahead and take the first hit. But we are moving. I think the next one we'll probably play Billy and O'Nare, because I don't see a reason why we should shuffle here. Don't see a reason why, and they have a dead hand right now, so ooh, that is huge. Okay, so we definitely have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11. Yeah, probably Billy O'Nare. Okay, so we do have the Alakazam. I think we're gonna actually, looking back, they're playing a Psychic. We probably didn't want to do that, but don't need... We're not in dire need of a Rare Candy. We have Nest Ball for the Fezandipiti, because we know he's going to come in and knock out the Alakazam. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do it. Alright. Just make it bigger. I think we're good right now. How much are we doing? Currently we are doing 280. There's the Arven. We can still use that, actually, for the Hyper Aroma. We can get 2 Dudunsparce and a Kadabra. I don't know what they're playing. Definitely not Gardevoir. Okay, so they come in, but I feel like we're about to just wallop him for 3 prizes. Oh, speak of the devil. There's the Hyper Aroma. Okay, so here's the big hand time right here. So, okay. Let's get Abra. Just in case. Let's get a Hyper Aroma. Boom. Dudunsparce. Kadabra. Get 2. That line in there. We'll runaway draw. So this Deduction Kit bring. No. We'll put those in the bottom. And then we'll do that again. There's the Alakazam. Thank you, Deduction Kit, coming in clutch yet again. And we are just rolling, dude. And mind you, we still even use Fezandipiti. Might as well just use the Fezandipiti, because why not? And how much are we hitting them for? 480 damage. Wowzers. That's 3 prizes right there. Yeah, once this deck gets rolling, if you don't have an Iono or anything, it's even with an Iono, if you get it down, as long as you have it properly set up, you should be good. But yeah, our opponent is just dead drawing right now. I think they're just gonna try to go for their 2 prizes. But that's gonna wrap it up there for this game. Don't really know what exactly they were running, but I mean, hey, they came down to their 2 prizes, so we'll go ahead and hit them. 560 damage. Insane. GG's. Alright, on now to the second game, and let's see what we have here. Do I want to go first? Yes, I would love to go first. Please give me an ideal hand. That is actually massive. Holy guacamole. Please do not play an Iono. Wow. Damn. I don't really mind using it for that, because I do want to have at least one of these to take advantage of. Okay. Yeah, I want at least one Abra for the Hyper Aroma to use, and at least have an Alakazam ready to go. This Abra may be good and gone, but at least we have one that we can at least go to an Alakazam with. Alright, that's fine. That's huge. Okay. So now we just need those 2. Do I wanna? No, we'll save the deduction for the Dudunsparce. Those in the bottom. We don't need those. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's better to go Brassius. That gives us 10. It gives us 2 more cards. Okay. Fezandipiti is prize. Well, that kind of stinks. So Fezandipiti being prized isn't very ideal. does this one do again? Okay, so he really didn't do anything. Certainly makes it a little bit harder not having Fez. We're definitely kind of in the back foot here. But I think if it goes right, we can probably get a big enough hand to knock him out next turn. I hope we do, but we'll see. I play Gravity Mountain, not that it really matters. We're Psychic, he's Dark, he's already hitting us for weakness. So let's see if we can get a big enough hand and come back here. Because as long as we can knock him out, we still may have a chance. We have 8 cards here. There's 3 right there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Don't know if that's enough. We may have to wait till the next turn. Yeah, which is fine. We should be okay. Because the next turn, we're kind of cutting it close. I don't think we may be able to come back from this one. We're doing 210. what are the odds he plays that? We're going against a deck that counters us, and he plays that. That seems kind of sus. Alright, let's see. I think we may be cooked here. We do have Iono. We could put him down to a 2-card hand. Oh yeah, these are megas, so I totally forgot about that. If we can get enough to get this draw, we could knock him out. Okay, so maybe oh wait, but I think our 3 Zams are there. Okay, so no, we're not going to be able to do it. Yeah, we don't have it. Because this one, we're only doing 50, 60... And that's confused, but I mean, I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I mean, we can move the damage around, keep them confused. Nah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we lost anyways. Damn, we only lost because we ran out of the Zams. If that was the right Alakazam and not that one, we probably could have won that. Okay. So it is a going first, okay. He's going first, we're going second. See if we can make up for that last game. Man, that was so close. Nikado. So now we have Wondrous Patch. Let's just not play Brassius. Let's just keep our hand, just in case the Dudunsparce gets knocked out. We have at least two. I don't want to play Brassius just because we have two Dudunsparce in our hands next turn. And if we don't draw like a draw supporter or anything, we can at least Dudunsparce get 6 plus our draw, and then Brassius to better our odds of whatever we're trying to get right now. So let's see. And we can get Fezandipiti too. Rare Candy is good. We'll see about getting an Alakazam. There's the Alakazam. We can... I don't want this one though. Perfect. Nest for Fez. And then Lilies for 8. Retreat. Get him ready for next turn. Actually, because we have this. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. So we have Wondrous Patch. Yeah. Okay. So we set ourselves up pretty good now for the next turn. We have 2 Kadabras. We have a Hyper Aroma. We're gonna have a big hand next turn. If I can get a boss, I would like to get that Misdreavus. definitely want to get the Mischievous. So let's see if we can get a boss. So we Kadabra. Deduction Kit, okay. Let's just Kadabra. Let's Dunsparce. No, we don't want that. We want a boss. Pretty please. So we don't get a boss. One, two, three, four, five, six. No, we don't have enough for that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8. 7. Alright, there's another Kadabra. I really wanted a boss. I wanted a boss that Mischievous. So they have the Miss Mages. Alright, that's no big deal, because we can keep the Hyper Aroma, we can get rid of Strange Timepiece. Dude, what? How are people playing this now? I don't even really get it. No. Yeah, we can do that. Like, what are the odds? 2 games in a row, people are playing Xerxes. Okay, dude. That's cool. Alright, well, we can one-shot this Miss Mages. There's the boss. Alright. Well, we can one-shot this, no problem. So... no. I want to play the Hyper Aroma. Alright, so the Dunsparce, we Lilies for 6, right? And then do we want anything back? I think I want to add the line again, so I'm gonna do Super Rod, not you. Add that. Okay. And big draw time. Alakazam for 3. Yes. Another. Oh, we got him right back. Another Alakazam. Oh my goodness. For 3. Deduction Kit, why not? Because we get another Dudunsparce and everything. Nah, put that in the bottom. I have choices. We'll go ahead and play Dudunsparce. Another Dudunsparce. And the Fezandipiti. 3, 6, 9, 12. 12 draws, dude. Holy cow. 260 on the dot. You love to see it. You love to see it. And of course, we have 5 cards at play. I'm assuming he's probably going to want to stall me out as best as he can. Yeah, there he goes. But I don't think that's going to work. We still have 1 energy in play. Yeah. I can see what you're trying to do here, but my friend, it is not going to work. We are just going a powerful hand again for 300. There's not really much you can do. God forbid you have another Zorosis in your deck or something. Come on, I know you do. I know you do. Lillie's Determination. That's the first supporter you played in a while. Must have been dead drawing for quite some time. But there's pretty much nothing. He can't take 4 prizes in 1 turn. There's no way. It's pretty much sealed and deal. But the power of Alakazam, just constant drawing, getting what you need, what you want. I mean, we have all our cards here. I mean, it's an awesome deck. Like I said, any tweaks, improvements, comments, or anything like that, just feel free to comment below. Let me know what you would do, but I would certainly, if you like a super big hand, like mill your own deck within like 3 turns or something like that, and do massive damage with 1 energy, I mean, this is the perfect deck. And it's really fun to play. Like I said, I mean, you see how I have it here. We're just drawing. And kabam, 380. And that's it. So that's the gist of it. You just draw. I mean, as you can see here from the first 2 games where we came in close, and you can see the deck has a potential to come back. I think probably what killed us there in the second one is just this Alakazam in general. It didn't really help in that situation, and probably if we had a 4th of the... If this one was this one, then we probably could have pulled that off. Because I think we had enough energy to where we definitely could have done, like, or cards to where we probably could have came close to 3. I don't know, maybe. But who knows? But maybe if we kept it to 4 line here. But there are some situations where this does come clutch. There are some, you know, like a Baxcalibur deck or something like that may like to play a lot of energy. Who knows? But I have a feeling that this card sometimes when you need it, it shines, but when you don't, it kind of flops. But nonetheless, I mean, like I mentioned, that is the deck. Nothing but draw consistency with the Dunsparce, Alakazam, Kadabra, Fezandipiti, and then of course big draw cards like Brassius that we see here, Hyper Aroma. We use Strange Timepiece, which I don't think it really kind of benefit here, to be honest with you. I don't know. I mean, if you guys kind of, maybe I didn't play it right, or maybe you saw situations where we could have used Timepiece. I don't see Timepiece being good here. But there is a deck that I am going to make where I definitely do see Timepiece working out in the Psychic deck. So be on the lookout for that possibly tomorrow. I have my brains a-cooking right now. But yeah, Wondrous Patch, I can definitely maybe see playing 1 or 2 of, like I mentioned. I think that was fine. Just to keep up with the consistency of attacking each turn with an Alakazam. Billy and O'Nare, we saw that in play. Drawing 4 cards, even if you have 10. I mean, I guess I just threw it in there because it was, I mean, like I said, I like playing cards that, especially trainers and supporters, that you don't see many people playing. So we gave that a shot, it came in, it did its job, but I mean, it wasn't like super impactful or anything. The Brassius I definitely see being huge in this scenario. Arven we didn't really play, but for the most part, everything else, I mean, kind of came in clutch. I don't think we could have gone without the Mystery Garden. We definitely didn't need to use that. We had a big enough board state and enough draws in our hands to bypass that, so we may be looking at cutting this out, and maybe, I don't know, putting in another Brassius, just in case. But yeah, let me guys know if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, follow, or leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, you guys tune in to the next one. GG's, WP's, peace.